Hi, and welcome to Best in Tesla News, episode 131. Tesla is killing it in California, and not just as an EV. And the Japanese automakers are struggling with their EV sales. And Tesla Shanghai should be back at breaking records. And we have a helicopter using a Tesla supercharger. And Sandy Munro is saying the 4680 cell is both cheaper and more powerful than he thought. And Tesla is using some new batteries in the Berlin factory. And GM is making a new recall. This time around it's the Hummer EV. And Dan O'Donnell is back at it again, spreading thought about his own competition, Tesla's full self-driving beta program. And researchers agree the world can be run on 100% renewable energy systems by or before 2050. And I have a major announcement coming, so stay tuned for that as well. All this and much more on today's episode. Let's dive right in.
Let's put our living stereo stylus in this groove.
Tesla is leading the way in most markets, but in California, Tesla is absolutely slaying it. In the first half of 2022, the two best-selling models were the Tesla Model Y and the Tesla Model 3. Not EV, but in the overall car market, Tesla has the two best-selling car models. But they need more models. Nope. Tesla is up 82% in California in the first half of 2022. And remember, yes, this is just one state, but it is the most important car market in the US, and California ranks 10th compared to all countries in the world, level with Italy and a little behind key European markets such as France and the UK. So this is not a little market like Norway we are talking about here, and Tesla is dominating the overall car market with its two models. And even though they only have these two models in high volume, Tesla is now also the second biggest automaker in California when it comes to market share, only beaten by Toyota, and not EV market share of the overall car market. So I don't think Gordon Johnson is going to like this. Sure, Tesla is losing EV market share as more EV comes to the market. That is just math, Gordon. But what Gordon usually forgets to talk about is that Tesla is constantly gaining market share in the overall car market. And in California, they have now jumped up from number 10th to the second spot as the best-selling brand in California. But that is not just in California, but the overall car market all over the world. As we can see on this chart, Tesla is gaining market share in the overall car market. That trend is not going down or slowing down, it is only going up. And as Phil LeBeau was saying,
bottom line is this, guys. California is where you make your hay. It's where you can say, we can win in California, we can win anywhere.
Yep, that is exactly what Tesla is doing. They are winning everywhere. And yes, I have said it before, but I will happily say it again. Tesla will beat GM's total sales number before GM ever get a chance to beat Tesla's EV sales. That is a bet I'm willing to take. And California is a popular market in the US, and pickup truck is very popular. And Jim Farley was just out taking a few jabs at Tesla and Elon Musk by saying this.
The shining light for us at Ford is this beautiful Lightning made right down the road in Dearborn, right here in the state of Michigan, already the leader of all EV pickup trucks in our industry in the United States. Take that, Elon Musk.
Elon also replied to Jim's comment on, "Take that, thanks, but already got one." And I have to agree with Sawyer here, this will not age well. Firstly, it is easy for Jim to say they are leading, when the race haven't even started yet. We are still missing some key competitors. Secondly, Ford has a factory for the F-150 Lightning that will max out at 150,000 in production. Ford has already shown us with the Mach-E how slow they are at ramping up production of EVs, even though they are much better than GM, but that doesn't say a whole lot, does it? So we know Tesla is much better at ramping up production of new EVs. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I will show it a little later in the news show. And just remember, the Cybertruck has about 10 times as many pre-orders as the F-150 Lightning, but the Cybertruck is made with two huge gigacasting, both front and rear. It has an exoskeleton and doesn't get a paint job. This truck will be so much faster and cheaper to produce for Tesla than the F-150 Lightning that Ford doesn't stand a chance to keep up with that Cybertruck, even with their little head start. And as Elon has said before, they expect to be able to produce about 300,000 of them when ramped up in the Texas factory. So yeah, that clip will probably be shown already by the end of next year, maybe in beginning of 2024, when the Cybertruck sales has already surpassed the F-150 Lightning. If you think the Model Y is popular in California, just wait until the Cybertruck gets released in that market. But nice to see Jim taking up the fight against Tesla, but hope he will stick to a bit more classy way that cannot backfire as this one clearly will. But I think Niklas said it very well on Twitter. The losers are focusing on the winners, and winners are focusing on winning. But we will see how all of this will play out. But even though EVs are rising fast, it is not given that if you make an EV, it would sell very well. It is not like every single EV is just selling like hotcakes. No, if you make a good EV, it will sell very well. But if you are making a crappy EV that cannot keep up with all the competition that is out now, you will probably have some trouble. And this is exactly what we are seeing with Mazda. Mazda car sales in the US decreased in July by 28.4% year over year to 23,393 units, as almost all models were in the red. So far this year, the company delivered 166,195 cars, which is 25.1% less than a year ago. The overall decrease in sales probably reflect the limited supply, which is a problem for the entire industry. But if we focus on Mazda's electric cars, or should I say car, not cars, in July only 8 Mazda MX-30 were sold. According to the data, that is the lowest monthly result since its launch in late 2021, but the numbers have never been high. 101 units were sold in March, but since then the sale decreased constantly to 78, 35, 23 and last month 8. Overall, Mazda sold 324 MX-30 so far this year and 500 in total since launch. That's really one of the smallest EV fleet ever for an 11-month period. And it's not because of build quality, because Mazda knows how to make cars and are known for their build quality. But when you are offering an EV that costs $33,000 before incentives and so on, with a range of 100 miles, that can charge with only 50 kilowatts. I mean, I stop charging my Tesla when I get to that low charging levels. And these are two of the most important things when you ask people what is the most important thing to get them to buy an EV. That is range and charging speed. Two things the MX-30 doesn't have. And it is not really a fun car to drive either, as it does a 0 to 100 kilometers in 9.7 seconds. I did make a whole video about the Japanese automakers and the trouble they are in, so if you want to take a deeper dive into this and haven't seen that one yet, I can highly recommend it. Link down below. But to have an EV on the market that is shrinking in sales to almost nothing when the EVs are rising up fast, that is not good and probably a sign that you are doing something wrong. Hope the Japanese automakers are waking up before they drag down their whole country's economy. And Tesla is down in production in the Shanghai factory because of the upgrades, but might already be hitting new records. So Tesla shut down their Shanghai factory in July for upgrades to increase its output. So July numbers will of course be down, and Tesla China sales in July were wholesales 28,217, 8,461 were for domestic sales, and 19,756 were exported. This might sound like a drastic downhill ride for Tesla sales in China from the record high of 78,906 sales in June, but that is because of the lockdown Tesla did themselves to upgrade the Model 3 and Model Y production line, and they should be done with the upgrade, and we might already see Tesla China at new record level at a daily production. According to Rob Maurer from Tesla Daily, the Tesla Model Y production run rate should already be in July with the amount of days they had for a production over 12,000 cars per week, a new record for the production run rate for the Model Y in Shanghai. And with the Model 3 upgrade also done, we should see some very good production numbers here in August. Let's see if Tesla will be able to beat their old record of 71,000 units production and their sales record of 78,000 units. They should be ready to ramp up to about 14,000 Model Ys per week and close to 8,000 Model 3s. And it's not like Tesla has not been doing well with all the headwinds in China in the first half of 2022, because Tesla is by far the biggest exporter of new energy vehicles from China. Of the 202,000 new energy vehicles exported from China in the first half of the year, Tesla contributed with 97,182 units, or 48% of all new energy vehicles exported. That is pretty impressive. And Tesla has just added almost 20,000 more to the export number in July. So about 117,000 units were exported from China in the first 7 months from Tesla. And we should see another big number of export in August, but then not in September. They will not export much, but sell almost everything they produce domestic in China in September. But this is such an interesting factor to keep an eye on, as the production in the Shanghai factory is just amazing. Going to be a while before Giga Texas will be able to reach that level of production. But if you think the Model Y is only doing well in California, well, it is still the best-selling premium SUV of any kind in China so far year to date, and is not by a small margin. No one else is even close. And if you are wondering, yes, the Model Y is still the best-selling EV in Europe as well. But of course, as it is on its way to become the best-selling car in the world this year, as Elon predicted. No doubt by revenue this year, but actually have a chance to get to the #1 spot in units as well, but this is not for sure. But next year, no doubt, but still probably be a top 5 this year of the best-selling car on the face of the earth. This is still pretty impressive, and remember, the Model Y has only been in production for 2.5 years, and only in the Shanghai factory from March 2021. This is a real testimony to just how fast Tesla is able to ramp up its production. Ford started production of the Mark E at the end of 2020 and is nowhere near Tesla's number, or getting close to becoming one of the best-selling cars in the world, as in the first half of this year, the Mark E has only sold about 36,000 units and the Model Y 314,000 units. So this is also why I don't think the F-150 Lightning has a chance against the Cybertruck. We have already seen the pace of these two companies when it comes to scaling up production of EVs. No contest. Researchers agree the world can reach 100% renewable systems by or before 2050. Researchers from Lund University and 14 additional leading international universities suggest that the new system would be based on largely on solar and wind energy storage, sector coupling, and direct and indirect electrification of almost all energy demand. An energy system that is 100% based on renewable has emerged to become scientific mainstream. Hundreds of scientific studies have proven that 100% renewable energy system can be achieved on a global, regional and national level by or before 2050. The number of published studies has grown by 27% annually since the year 2010 and continues to grow each year. As Professor Christian Breyer from Lund University concluded, a quickly increasing number of researchers conclude that the entire energy system demand can be met based on renewables, and that doing so will actually be cheaper in the long run, while fulfilling sustainability requirements. Oh yes, I did make a whole video about this about 2 years ago on how I thought it would be possible, so glad to see we have hundreds of studies now proven that 100% renewable energy systems is possible. I will leave a link to my video down below. And let's squeeze in the last short news topics into this news show. Yes, it's time for the Tesla Shorts. And Tesla superchargers are expanded rapidly, being open to other EVs, but apparently also to helicopters. This German police helicopter from Schwaben Nord went down to charge up some batteries at a Tesla supercharger. Well, that's a new one. And Gary Black shared some charts on how Tesla will be able to grow 50% in the foreseeable future, and Elon replied, "Growing at 50% per year requires an insane amount of work, but it is achievable with outstanding execution." And they did actually do that from 2014 to 2021, more than 50%. Let's see what 2022 will be. My guess is it is above 50%, even with all the headwinds Tesla has been facing. And if you haven't seen my video this week of the production range architecture, you really should. I have gotten a lot of great comments on this one, like one of your best videos or one of your most significant videos to date in my opinion. Thank you so much for all the nice comments, but make sure you don't miss out if you haven't already seen it. This is a must-see about how range architecture saved Apple. It built up GM, but they have forgotten all about that again, and how this will make Tesla continue to lead. I will leave a link to this video down below. And if you're wondering why the Tesla stock has been going down this week, well, that is because Elon did sell some more Tesla stock this week in the amount of $6.9 billion. But Elon was asked if he was done selling, and Elon said yes. And if the Twitter deal does not go through, Elon also confirmed that he will put the money back into Tesla by buying back Tesla shares. So we should have no more downward pressing pressure from this Twitter deal and selling of Tesla stock. So we should only see the stock getting back up on the rocket to shoot up further, especially if the Twitter deal does not go through and Elon buys back a lot of shares, putting some upwards pressure on the Tesla stock. So nice to see. And you know, robots in factories has to make a noise so people know they're coming, but it's usually just a beeping sound like a truck that is backing up. Well, not a Tesla. Carl Penn just visited Tesla's Nevada factory, and Tesla's small robots are playing Super Mario Brothers music. And GM is making a new recall because they didn't listen to Elon when he said he would not recommend using pouch cells batteries. Well, this one is because of problems with the battery pack, and that one Hummer EV had already had a problem of erosion. So they are recalling over 400 Hummer EVs, so that is probably pretty much all they have actually sold this far. But another recall for GM and their electric cars that they are hardly selling any of. Yeah, this is not looking too good for the ultimate battery electric car. As Sandy Munro has even said, GM's battery technology is already outdated. It just looks darker and darker for GM and their lead in the EV race. And Dan O'Donnell is back at it again, making advertising against Tesla's full self-driving beta program that has had no accident, I should probably point out, but will eventually accelerate how fast we get to autonomy and therefore will save millions of lives. But Dan don't want that, because his software business is trying to do the same thing, just much slower. So Dan is okay with a couple of million people dying in traffic traffic for many more years, as long as Tesla doesn't solve it before him. What a distasteful person Dan is. Just remember, Tesla's cars are rated by NHTSA as the safest car in the world, also because of their collision system. So these tests has already been done, not by Dan, but by NHTSA, and Tesla does better than the competition. So Dan clearly is just trying to manipulate people into not believing what the US National Highway Traffic Safety Administration are saying. And we can also see a warning on the screen, probably the warning about the car will not brake because the accelerator is being pushed. Yeah, as a Tesla driver person showed on Twitter in real life and not some commercial that he's Tesla with the beta software, not only did the Tesla visualize the child, but it went around it each time. The only real danger to children is Dan trying to stop this life-saving technology. Amen to that. And speaking of full self-driving, Baidu CEO says autonomous tech from Robocar brand Jidu will be a generation ahead of Tesla. But if we believe Elon on how their neural net learns, I would say this project sounds doomed before they even get started. According to Jidu, the Robo-1's autonomous driving systems utilize two NVIDIA Orin X chips and is equipped with 31 external sensors, including 2 LiDARs, 5mm wave radars, 12 ultrasonic radars, and 12 cameras. As Elon has says, when Tesla took off their radars, they found out just how bad their software was compared to what they thought, because the radars was kind of like training wheels for the software, and Tesla had issues with just 2 systems agreeing. What will happen when you have 31 systems that has to agree? I am by no means an expert on full self-driving or AI system, but my bet is that they will never get ahead of Tesla on a general scalable solution, but time will tell. And SpaceX did another static fire test this week, and looks like this one was doing just fine compared to the explosion we saw last month. And the Super Heavy booster also made a successful static fire test. So are we soon gonna see that launch attempt, Elon? Please. And as we heard in the shareholder meeting, the Cybertruck will rise in price, but also in the capabilities. But Ford is now also following up on this by raising their prices of the F-150 Lightning by up to $8,500 due to significant material cost increase. The starting price for the 2023 F-150 Lightning will now range from about $47,000 to $97,000. So going to be excited to see what Tesla will do, because they will probably not make anything else but all-wheel drive now, is my guess. So the really cheap Cybertruck will probably completely disappear and only have 2 models to choose from that will be more capable than what Tesla originally revealed. So my guess is that the Cybertruck will have a higher starting price than the F-150 Lightning's $47,000. Remember, the Model Y has gone up 25% over the last couple of years, so we should probably expect that for the Cybertruck as well. But what do you think Tesla will do? Let me know in the comments below. Elon also shared on Twitter that it was 8 years ago that Tesla opened up all their patents for everyone. Still not many of the EVs that can keep up with Tesla's Model S from 2013. It won the Best Car of the Year award for the last 70 years. So that the other OEMs are still behind Tesla, well, that is no one's fault but their own. And I could probably report every week on new EV chargers being put up, but here is just another great example. IKEA announced its collaboration with Electrify America to bring ultra-fast public charging station to over 25 US IKEA retail locations. Very, very cool. The more, the merrier. And one of the biggest advantages Tesla has is they can use any kind of battery chemistry and quickly change their setup if they get their hands on some kind of new batteries, something no legacy automakers has the speed and agility to do. And we just got another example of this, because Tesla has just received EU approval to produce the Model Y with a structural pack from BYD. The characteristic of the battery indicate that this will be the standard version of the car, which has not yet been produced in Giga Berlin. The permit was issued by the Dutch authority RDW on the 1st of July 2022. Document refer to the Model Y variants as the Type 005 and internally as the Y7CR variant. The BYD battery capacity is rated at 55 kilowatt hours, providing a range of 440 kilometers or 273 miles. So this is probably the LFP blade battery that you can charge up to 100% with no harm to the battery's life. So this could be a very great standard range Model Y we are getting here in Europe to add to the best-selling EV on the continent. And here we can see the Wuling Mini EV that has tipped over. And just look at that build quality. Yeah, that looks safe. Wow, you must be so proud being part of this little death machine, Mary. You led and it mattered. And Sandy was a guest on Autoline After Hours, and they talked about a lot of interesting things. I will leave a link to that down below, but Sandy also showed the 4680 cell he has been taken out of their Model Y from the Texas factory, and it surprised him. As he said, the 4680 cell has more power than he thought, and it is much cheaper than he thought. Yeah, this battery is a much bigger deal than most people think. Can't wait to hear more from Sandy on this when they get it analyzed. And Elon had a question for us this week. Have you seen my sexy tape? And Elon Musk considered a Tesla Gigafactory in Canada during the recent annual shareholder meeting, but public documents submitted to Canada's lobbyist registration system suggest that Tesla might be considering an advanced manufacturing facility in Ontario. And if you have not seen Fasad's great little video on this, why this makes perfect sense, you should definitely check that one out. I will leave a link to that down below if you want to learn more. And if you are a beta tester, well, the new update is coming on the 20th of August, full self-driving beta 10.69. And I am coming to the US, guys. I will be part of the Fully Charged live show in San Diego. I will be talking together with Brian from My Tesla Weekend on the topic what stopped Tesla from being the market leader in 2035. If you have plans of coming to the Fully Charged show, I can get you 15% off the ticket's price by using my code BEST when you go buy the ticket. I will leave a link down below to where you can buy it, so I hope you have plans on coming to the event, and if you do, please come and say hi. I would love to meet some of all you guys watching my show. And stay tuned for the coming week, my friends, because I have a major announcement coming that I am very excited about. A whole new project coming your way. I will not tell you anything else today, but don't forget to hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter so you don't miss out. So with that cliffhanger, and before we end up with a bit of fun, I just want to make a quick shout out to my new patrons and members of this YouTube channel. My two new Patreons, Aaron Pine and Terry Boulder. And I thank you for watching member Chris Alger, Emma B. Nice and You Are member Alan Mullet and Mark Fields. Thank you so much for all your support. I am doing this all by myself, but you guys are all the producers of this new show. Thank you. And a big and special thanks to Supporter of the Week. And this week's winner is No Bullshit. That's his name. His name is No Bullshit. But he is a Be Nice and You Are member of mine and has been a member for 9 months. Please contact me on this email down below so I can get your address so I can send you your free t-shirt or mug of your choice. Thank you. And let's end off with a bit of fun. You will not get anything done if you don't work hard. But remember, also try to work smarter. that is all we have time for in this new show. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. It really does help out this video a lot. And if you did like it, maybe you want to consider hitting that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos just like this one. And the announcement coming up later next week. If you are already a subscriber, thank you so much for your support, and if you want to support the channel even more, remember you can, for as little as $1, become a patron of this channel and get your shout out on this show. You can also become a member of the YouTube channel to get a shout out and some extra perks. Hit the members button to find out more. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter. I tweet all the news as it comes out and more. And check out the merch store to get some merchandise and support the show. Now it's also possible to support the show without buying anything, becoming a member or a patron. There is a link to a donation options in the show notes. And also as simple as hitting the super like button. But going forward, I will be making more videos for patrons and members only. And I will give my YouTube members and patrons early access to my videos whenever possible and make my videos ads free for members and patrons only. So don't miss out. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.